Gonna do a video on a little stove here, camping stove. It's portable, packable. Could just buy all the parts and put it together. It's real easy and real inexpensive. Somebody commented on one of my other videos I made on a rocket stove. I made it out of 2-inch pipe, so it was kind of heavy and not practical to take and pack and go camping or whatever. And I agreed with that, so I came up with this little stove here. It's only 4 by 4 inches, and it's lightweight. You could put it in your backpack, whatever, if you had an emergency and had to bug out. So this stove will be a wood burning gas stove, gasifier. Purpose of these is so you don't have to use a lot of wood. You can just cut up small twigs and put them in, and it doesn't burn a lot. You don't have to cut up a bunch of huge logs and build a fire. You can just use cut some small twigs up, put them in, and boil your water, or cook something to eat without using a lot of wood. I did some other videos, rocket stoves with the 2-inch pipe like I was talking about. With those, I had no tools. I didn't use any tools, just went and bought the parts. This one is all you're going to need is a screwdriver and a hammer to build it. It's pretty easy. Maybe a pair of tin snips to cut the expanded metal. So let's get started, and I'll go over everything you need and how much it was. Just go to Lowe's or one of your hardware stores, Home Depot. First thing you're going to need is just buy one of these. It's a 4 by 4 by 2 1/8 inch electrical box with knockouts. Then you're going to need it's an octangle electrical box with knockouts. Let's see, this 4-inch box was $1.45, and then the octangle, it's called a ceiling box, it was only $1.08. You're going to need this. They make different types of these, but this one seemed to work out the best, so I could put it all back together and do a nice little package when you're done using it. And this will be the top. I'm going to put it together so you'll know what it is, but this was only like 75 cents. It's a 4-inch, I don't know what it's called, but that's what it looks like. It's in the electrical department with all this other stuff. Here's a cover plate that you're going to need, a 4-inch. This was the most expensive part, $2.17. And then you need just a flat plate. You'll need to get 4 3/16 inch screws and the nuts. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 nuts to go onto there. And you need some of this. This is 3/8 inch expanded metal. You can just bend this. It's easier to cut with tin snips, but if you don't have any, you can just bend it and it breaks off. You get that, and can't remember how much it was, but it comes in 2 foot wide by 8 foot long, but you only need just a small couple pieces. You need one piece 3 inches by 3 inches. Then you need a piece about 2 inches by 13 inches long. Pretty much that's it, and then it all just goes together. I'll show you how to put it together here. I don't know if you can see that, but the total cost for all of these parts was $5.83. That don't include the expanded metal, but this is only about $1 worth of expanded metal. And the 4 bolts was, you know, $1.50, so 6, 7, so for about $8 you can build this stove. And it's easy to do. Let's put it together. The only thing you really need to do before you put it together is, of course, cut your piece of expanded metal, your 2 pieces, 3 by 3 and 2 by 13 inches. And then you want to knock out all of these. You can just tap it with a hammer. It's connected on one side, 1 or 2 sides here, and then just bend them around back and forth and they'll pop right off. Or you can take a screwdriver, hit it with a hammer to get it started, and they'll pop right out. The only ones you don't want to take out are the ones in this square 4-inch box. Leave the ones in the bottom here, but you want to take all the sides out. There's 3 on each side, and then your smaller one, you want to take out all the bottom, and there's 4 on the bottom and then 1 on each side here. So take all those out. I'll do that now. Okay, I knocked out all the knockouts. 3 on each side of the 4-inch box. Leave the bottom ones in, and then knock all the knockouts out of the smaller one. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to take this expanded metal, the 2 by 13 inches long, and we're going to wrap it around the smaller ceiling box here as tight as you can. I'll do that now. So you're just going to wrap it around as tight as you can and hold it tight. Next, we want to take this 3-inch by 3-inch and put it in the bottom of the box. So it looks just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and squeeze it. It fits pretty snug, but we're going to squeeze it into this 4-inch box here. I'll get it started. As you can see, we got it started. And just push her all the way down. Fits nice and snug. The expanded metal covers all the holes, and it leaves an air space at the bottom too for air to flow through. Just like that. Pretty easy. These bolts, anyway, they're 3 inches long. There's different variations of this too that you can go at the electrical store, and there's different cover tops you could use. Feel free to go and look. This is just what I found that worked the best so far. Somebody else might find something better, but this is the way I found worked the best for me. This 4-inch box comes with 2 screws, 1 in 2 corners, opposite corners. Just take them out right now and set them to the side. We'll be using those. The 2 opposite corners of that is where we're going to put a couple bolts. I'll show you in a second here. So it'd be this corner and this corner. This corner will be where the original screws go. This corner and this corner to bolt this top down. I'll show you how it works. So next what you want to do is run your bolts, your nuts up onto the bolts. 1, 2, 4 of them all the way close to the top of the screw. And on two of them you want to put a couple nuts about a 1/4 inch from the bottom, and then your other two nuts leave free. What we're going to do, we'll set these two aside for now without the nuts on the bottom, and we're going to put these two in the opposite corners. I'll show you. So here's where the original screws go. We're going to use the opposite corners, and we're going to put a bolt through this hole and one through this hole. Then we're going to bolt it to this plate here, this top plate, to hold these two on. I'll do that now. So it's going to look just like this. These two bolts going through the top plate. There's a nut on top and then one on bottom, like that. You can snug them nuts up tight so it'll sit on top of this box just like this. We're going to take the original screws and we're going to put them back in. We'll put them in now. Okay, we have those screws in, one in each corner, snug down tight, and we have, so now the top's on. Kind of getting the idea how this is going to work. And now we'll put the top cooker on. Okay, there's the top cooking surface, and we're just fasten that to the two fixed bolts that are in the box here. Now the other two corners, you're going to have to get a couple screws that'll work out a little better, 2.5 inches long instead of the 4 or the 3-inch long ones. Have to improvise a little here. All these are doing is holding these two corners from, it's just helping stabilize these two corners. And if I use the 3-inch, they stick up higher than the cooking surface. And we want the pan to sit flat on top of here. So a 2.5 incher works really good. I found a couple in the garage. I'll stick them in like that. Tighten them up. And you guys might be able to find a better way to put this top on, but this was the quickest, cheapest way I could find. So we're going to put this right there and put another one on the other side like that, and we'll tighten them, snug them up, show you what it looks like. And there it is. You can see I put the 2.5 inch long screws, worked a lot better. And those are just sitting on top here to help stabilize when you put a pan on top. And these two are the fixed that hold it in. Pretty quick, pretty easy, pretty simple. I'll show you how it all comes apart, and it'll all fold up together into a little box, a 4x4 box where you can store some char cloth, a lighter, maybe a little lighter fluid, whatever. We'll do that now. There's what it looks like with the pan sitting on top. This height here too, we might have to adjust up and down a little bit, but you just have to buy some shorter screws. I'm gonna do another video where we actually put some wood in it and let her burn, but we'll take it apart now. So we took all the screws out and put all the nuts back on. Make sure you put all the nuts back on. This is where this will come in place, this flat piece of metal here. What we do is we'll put all our screws in the box. Not these two, sorry. But your longer screws. Save the smaller screws for putting the top back on. But put your char cloth in, whatever else you think you might need, some lighter fluid, matches, a lighter. Put the top on. Of course, line up the holes where the existing screws will be going in, right there. And then we'll put this on top of the here, like so. Line up the holes again, and then this top cover plate fits right on top of there, and we'll put our screws in the corners. I'll do that now and show you what it looks like. Okay, there we put the screws back in the two corners. Everything is all in a nice little box. Throw it in your backpack if you need to go quick. Everything's in here and you're ready to go. Next video I'll light her up and show you how it works. Thanks for watching.